Hey, Burnett County. This is something I've thought about doing for quite a while. Making random videos on different topics of different things. I'm an opinionated individual. I'm outspoken. I'm not afraid to speak my mind in any shape, form, or fashion. um, so I've thought about doing this kind of thing for quite a while. The reason I've actually decided to go forward with it and give it a shot is the first video that I'd like to make today would be about drugs and drug addiction and its impact on communities, individuals, etc. Sure, I would like to have made another video for other reasons to start this off with, but just to be open and honest about it, I've decided to make this video uh, for reasons being that I've recently had a relapse myself. I'm not proud of that, but it is what it is. So, so I've decided to make my first video on drug addiction and its impacts and kind of how it works. I'd like to note some of the things that I've been learning in drug classes. I think it would benefit a lot of people, especially in Burnett County. I think we all have a drug problem, whether or not we are involved in the drug use or not. And I think that's an agreeable statement to make. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a shot. And if you're seeing this video, it's because I decided it was postable, and and I guess it was a success, and I decided to share it. If not, hey, that's on me. I'll just hit the delete button, and no one will ever know. So, like I'm saying, today's video is going to be about drug addiction. I would like to do more of these. I've decided this would be good for me as part of my recovery. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time. Like I said, I'm outspoken. I'm tired of bottling things in, regardless of what they are. So I plan on making more of these videos. It could be on anything. It could be racism. That's probably coming next. People are so stupid when it comes to that subject that it breaks my heart. It's sad. It's sad that racism still exists. So that would be on the next one, and then it could be anything. I could do a video on physical fitness and exercise. I could do a video on we all know one's coming about religion. Anybody who knows me knows that video's coming. If this is something I choose to keep doing, it could be the functionality on an AR-15. It could be anything. I'm into lots of stuff. Dinosaurs. Make a video about dinosaurs. That's gonna happen. But today, I just want to share some of the things that I've been learning because I think it would benefit everyone in Burnett County to know some of these things. It's not common knowledge. So, one of the things we like to tell ourselves, I notice a big trend on Facebook and social media, especially in Burnett County, that when someone who is involved in drug use is mentioned, they are never mentioned in the form of a rational human being. They're always mentioned in the form of a tweaker, a dope head, and all these things. So let me make clear that in my experience, most of the individuals who do these drugs are good people. They are good people, and it's sad. Some of these people are such good people that it's heartbreaking to watch someone who you know is an amazing person struggle with these issues and basically live in the dirt and be dirty and just things that these great people shouldn't be they shouldn't be living this way. It's sad, and it's oftentimes avoidable. So my point on that would be not all these people are shitty people. Just the same as not all people who don't do drugs are good people. You can be a sorry ass individual and completely sober. Okay? It goes the other way too. You can be a beautiful human being and hooked on drugs. And that's the point that I would like to make to Burnett County and all of its parts. So, a few things I would like to address on the functionality of the drug. So, one thing it's important to note is that and this could be no longer entirely accurate. There could be other studies with other numbers. Okay, but the numbers and the studies that I'm aware of, in my personal experience, suggest that 3% of all human beings who ever touched methamphetamines will ever fully recover. And so I want you to think about that. That's to say, if I was to fill a room with 100 individuals, and I made certain that these individuals were judges, lawyers, cops, doctors, probation officers, mayors, whatever, highly respected individuals within the community. If I took 100 of these individuals and I put them in a room and I give them all one puff of methamphetamines, the statistics state that 3 of these individuals are either may or may not struggle with it, but will come out the other side not addicted to drugs. They will defeat it. So by default, the statistics state that 97 of these respectable individuals would go downhill, and they would never recover, and they would never stop the drug use. So what I'm trying to say there is that this drug doesn't discriminate. It doesn't give a shit who you are. And it has nothing to do with an individual's willpower. It has nothing to do with an individual's motivations or a lot of words that I'm kind of coming up short on right now. It's not necessarily the individual. The chemistry behind it, as I was learning this through the drug classes I'm currently attending, the chemistry behind this is, I was kind of pissed off to find out what this drug is doing to my brain. So one of the many reasons that it is so hard to stop is the way our brain evolved to survive in a harsh environment. You've got the closest to your spinal cord. You've got the vital. And now I brain fart on a word. Vital functions part of your brain. This is a part of your brain that makes your lungs take in air and let it go. This is the part of your brain that keeps your heart beating. You're not telling yourself, hey, it's time to take a breath. Hey, it's time to exhale a breath. You're not telling yourself to blink your eyes. You're not telling yourself things like this. Your heart beats, right? And your brain's doing it in the vital functions part of your brain. And right past that part of your brain, a little further from the spinal cord, and I'm gonna miss words here. Okay, I should have got me a book. I should have wrote down the actual scientific names of some of these fluids. Some of these things I could have been more accurate on. Hey, I'm gonna wing it. So right past the vital functions part of your brain is almost as ancient part of our brain, and this is the part. Like I said, I wish I would have actually kind of taken some notes here to give you the actual specific names of these areas. I'm going to use layman's terms to get it done. I think I can pull that off. So there's a part of our brain that is programmed to remember things that helped us survive. So let's pretend you know where this strawberry patch is. You're an Indian, right? Back in the day, because we didn't evolve to live in the world we live in right now. We evolved in a harsh, super crappy environment. Okay? We're lucky to be alive right now. Y'all have no fucking idea how lucky you are to be alive right now. Even the people living shitty lives right now would be comparison to a king. For most human beings that ever lived horrible, horrible lives, and it died essentially from toothaches. Okay, so you're lucky to be here. Period. First of all. Anywho, so you're an Indian back in the day. Call yourself what you want. So you know where this strawberry patch is. You've been going there for months or years. Your parents taught you where this strawberry patch was. At certain seasons, you go here, you get your strawberries. So let's pretend you're on that trail one day, and you stumble, you get lost, and you find this super massive, way more strawberries in this other patch. There's a fluid in your brain that's going to be, it sends information out and it sends information back. So the out fluid is like the amazed, like, whoa, look, check this out. So the fluid that comes back, that remembers that's the fluid that methamphetamine is affecting. This is what made me mad about it is we're geared this way naturally, and it just so happens that this stupid crappy drug happens to affect this very important part of our brain that we used for survival. So like a super important vital survival tool is being affected by our brains. And what it's telling your brain is just the same way your brain would tell you, hey, forget that other patch. Forget that other strawberry patch. You need to remember this one. It has more strawberries. This is the same thing that's happening to anyone's brain who is on I'm going to say meth, but probably any addictive chemical substance. It's affecting that part of the brain in a sense that, have you ever wondered, why isn't there children enough? Why choose drugs over your children? Why choose drug use over good health? What is it that drives these people to keep going? That's it. It just so happens that your brain is affected in this way, and it doesn't matter who you are, your drive, your motivations, your identity, any of these things. None of these things matter at all. Your brain, your faulty human brain, is convinced that this is what it wants and that everything else is second. And the further you take your drug use, the further away everything else that should be important gets from yourself. Like it or not, your children become number 2. Your job becomes number 3. Your spouse becomes number 4. The drug becomes number 1. That's what keeps people going back. So it shouldn't be as easy for people to make fun of people who have these issues. Like I said, I was currently, like a fucking week ago, having these issues to the point where I went to my probation officer and told her that if you were to let me go right now today, it wouldn't even be a good thing because I'm having these troubles. I would be seeking help for these troubles. And so instead of trying to hide it or dance around it, maybe I could have took my check from a big job and I could have ran off to Mexico. Any number of crazy shit, except for what I chose to do. I chose to approach her after speaking with a counselor because I was fucking in a panic. I chose to approach her and be honest and tell her I was having these issues and tell her that I wanted to help. And they were way more understanding than I thought. And thank you, Miss Mesa, for that. So this is the position I'm in right now is I would just I would like some people to know those things. And it helps me get it off my chest. It's a conversation starter. and I know I didn't write anything down. I didn't have any kind of preparation for this at all. But hopefully I'll reach a few people, and maybe some of that information I spit out there could be useful to some people, because these people that are running all over Burnett County, like I said, some of them who use the drugs, the meth, the tweakers, y'all like to call them, some of them are trash, with or without the drug. Some of them are just shitty people, but most of them aren't. Most of them aren't, and they don't deserve the treatment that they get. They don't deserve to be judged this way. There's more to what we're learning other than the science end of it. And the science end of it, as we were learning that, I'm sitting here thinking, well, God, all I'm learning is how screwed I am, like how my brain's been, basically a switch has been flipped here, and like my thought process is different. And I was kind of wondering if there was a way out of it at that point. But I stuck around and I kept learning, and we moved on to the why part. Not the how, but the why. So the why part, I think, is an important thing for the locals in Burnett County to know, because the people who struggle with these drugs, the people who can't get off of it, be it they are a good individual or a horrible individual, it all comes down to triggers. There are places, there are smells, there are memories, there are, and it all spews from some form of abuse or neglect, or issues that are within one's self. Okay, not being happy, not being able to pursue the jobs that you'd like to pursue. Many different things. It all comes down to triggers, and so I realize that it is not fun to have drug addicts running all over town. There's a huge part of me that is just horrified at the thought that this drug is going to still exist when my daughter is old enough to be offered drugs. That is just a horrifying thought to me, because I experienced these drugs several years ago. I was a heavy drug addict, not a user. I was an addict. When I woke up in the morning, my goal was to go get fucking lit. Back then, all it really took was for me to reach a point where my health and my mental state was in such a place that it didn't resemble the real me whatsoever. And I just woke up one day and I thought, I'm better than this. I'm Chris Hopkins. Like, I'm a beast, in more than one way. So that's all it took the first time around. I was a heavy drug addict, and I just woke up one day like I can do better. I'm worth more. I'm better than this. This is not me, and that's basically all it took. Um, this time around, and it's so weird to describe the fact that when I was put on felony probation, I didn't have this problem. I developed it. What, if you want to call it a problem? It is a problem, but the severity of my problem is not nearly as intense as it was the first time around. The amount of drug use was nowhere close. However, my ability to convince myself that this is a horrible idea was like gone, and this confused the hell out of me. It confused me so bad that I didn't understand what was going on. And learning these things really helped. It really helped to learn exactly what's going on inside a person's brain, the science behind it. And everybody's a little different. Some people can try it one time, fall dead on the ground right then and there. Some people could do it till they're 90 and have, I'm not going to say little effect, but not near as much negative effect as another individual. I am going to point out that it's probably not good for anyone, if not diagnosed and prescribed by a doctor. Doctors do give these drugs to individuals because they are affected differently from the drug. It can what would wind me up could actually calm someone else down. So there's that aspect to keep in mind. I think the point I'm trying to make today is the judging that I see going on. Just because someone uses drugs, it doesn't make them a piece of shit. And it doesn't give you the right to judge these people and label them as less than you at all, period. And another point I would like to make is that not doing drugs doesn't make you worth a shit either. It really don't. It matters not. There are people who have never touched drugs who are trash, okay? And I think we all know that's true, and I think we all just need to be a little more honest about it. I'm not trying to insult anyone. My sole motivation for doing this was to educate, hopefully, a person or two. If you know anybody that is struggling with drug addiction, and you think that person is a good person and can do better and is worth more, and if you love that person and you care for that person, you need to act. They can't do it on their own. Very few can. Stop the hate and start trying to help each other. Like I said, most of these individuals are more than worth the effort. I have been brought almost to tears looking at a friend of mine, or even an acquaintance who I just know is better, who I know is a beautiful human being. And you're looking at them and you're seeing something else. They need your help, okay? And they didn't mean to get where they are. There's obviously some troubled history with these individuals. I know that's what it was for me. My triggers developed from my childhood. And a lot of my identity. I struggle slightly with my identity, which is normal to some extent. Why I let it eat me up inside, I don't know. So maybe this can help some people here in Burnett County. Maybe it'll motivate somebody to go tell somebody that that they love them and they want to see them change. So, and I know it helped me just to sit here in front of the camera and say these things. So to anybody who listened, thank you. Y'all have a good day.